Hello, everybody. Welcome to Influencer School. I'm so glad that you are here, and I hope that you learned something new throughout this course. We're going to keep it simple. They're going to be 15 to 30-minute lessons followed up with some homework for you before you start the next lesson. So the point of Influencer School is we're trying to set out those clean foundations for your social media platforms. Remember that your online presence is showing your brand's identity. It's an extension of who you are, and our goal is to provide brand awareness for you through your social media platforms and show people what you're about and what your business is about. So let's get into it. Okay, so lesson number 1 is going to be optimizing our profile. So we're just trying to set up some basic bones and foundations to have a successful account. Now I'm going to kind of walk you through a checklist that I want you to follow later on your own and make sure that you have all these settings selected and that you have your profile optimized for success. Now let's start off with something simple, making sure that your username or your handle is the same on every single social media platform you have. I want you to go through, see all the social media platforms you have. If you have a really old LinkedIn account that you don't use anymore, clean it up, keep it there. Maybe you're not as active on it, but as long as you keep your profile clean and up to date, that's what I want to see. Otherwise, delete the old profiles that you're not using anymore. We don't want people to find 2 Instagram accounts that you have and the other one's super old and you don't use it anymore. Delete the old accounts. Clean up the new ones. That's what we're doing, okay? Clean up the existing ones you might have. So we want to make sure that you have matching handles on all of your social media profiles. And you can also do things to help with your SEO when people are searching, like social media manager, for instance. Some people will add that as their actual name on Instagram, let's say. So keep that in mind as well. You can do little tips and tricks like that to help the search engine find you if people aren't typing in your exact name, let's say, or your handle. Next on our checklist is going to be imagery. So please have your profile picture be a photo of just you that people can recognize. We're going to start using these photos as like your branding. So if you don't have clean photos for this yet, then, go out and take some photos. They don't have to be super crazy or anything, but we just want this photo to appear on all of your profiles as your profile picture so people start to recognize that photo and they start to associate you with this image, right? So it's just another way of your brand recognition, keeping it consistent. People will start to recognize this photo of you. Same thing with your header image. You can get more creative on this one if you want. You could make something on Canva. I personally like keeping my header images pretty clean, prefer to just use a photo, honestly, but I know some people like to get a little more creative with that. So feel free to do that. You can easily get some people to help you make those off of like Etsy or Fiverr, or you can go in and create your own image on Canva as well. Okay, another super important part of your bio is going to be having a link, okay? So in order to have access to having a link in your bio, you do need to change your settings to have a creator account, which is what I prefer to have. You get access to analytics, and you're going to get a few more features on your profile that you wouldn't have if you did not have this set up. On Facebook, it's called professional mode. Let's pause for a second, though, and talk about Facebook. So if you have a business, I do recommend you still need to have a Facebook business page, but you just need to be aware that business page is just not going to perform as well as your personal Facebook does. It's just how it is, but it is important to have that Facebook business page because that is your portfolio. If someone wants to strictly see your work that you do, they can go to that Facebook business page and see that you know what you're talking about and that you can help your client. So I do recommend having a Facebook page and sharing any information over to your personal page. Your Facebook personal page, you can toggle a button called professional mode. It's going to give you access to analytics, but it's still completely separate from a Facebook business page. Just wanted to set that aside. But in my checklist, I'm going to walk you through how to set up a Facebook personal page turn on that professional mode button. And on Instagram, we're going to turn on creator mode as well to give you more features. So now that you have done that, you will have access to have a link in your bio. So your link in your bio, we really want it to have some sort of call to action in our bio to get people to click the link. But first, my favorite place to start is Linktree. Linktree can house multiple links under one roof, and you can do a lot with Linktree with a free account. So I recommend signing up for a Linktree account, and then let's put a few bullets in there that are helpful links for people, but we don't want to overwhelm them, okay? So don't put too many links inside, but maybe we add a digital business card, a link to your website, your social media handles at the bottom, and then we want to have that call to action link that we have housed inside Linktree. So that would be my recommendation on having your link in bio. Give people some options, but make it as clean as you can so people can be directed easily to where you want them to go. Let's talk about the bio. The bio is like a bullet point summary for people to quickly get to know you. I want you to share a few things about yourself, but mainly we want to focus on what do you do, who do you help, ways to work with you, and a call to action, okay? Focus on those things. If you have enough extra characters, you can add a few more things about you. Again, think of this as your bullet point summary for how people can get to connect with you. Make sure to talk about your business, and that call to action is so important for the link in bio. And I recommend having some sort of freebie inside your bio to help people want to navigate there. So for instance, if you are a realtor or maybe you work in the housing industry in some sort, why don't you have a freebie like a free home buyer's guide? It's going to be in the bio. Click the link, something of that nature to get people to want to click that link if they're thinking about working with you. Maybe you have a guide for an area that you're trying to market as a realtor. And let's say that you have a free guide on moving to XYZ. And it's going to talk about the city, things to do, and why you would want to move here, the schools, all that kind of stuff. That's my example for you. And there's so many other ideas you can do, but just trying to give you a little direction on how to handle that link in your bio. I do also want to mention on the checklist, there's going to be a few backend settings for you to check out. Just make sure to go through your privacy settings, your notification settings on Facebook. Make sure on Instagram, once you've turned on creator account, you toggle options on like contact information so people can contact you easily, and other great tools that are available. And again, go through those settings that you have for Instagram to make sure your notifications, privacy settings, and all that good stuff is set up for success. Remember to just do all of this once, especially if you have an old Facebook account. Let's say there's always something lingering in the cobwebs back there from way before when you just got your Facebook account, let's say. So just make sure to click on that About tab, go through everything, make sure it looks clean. So if a potential client saw your Facebook, that you would look professional, you'd have great information for them to find out about you very easily and for them to connect with you. So again, that's all going to be in the checklist below. And one final thing to remember when setting up your accounts, especially Facebook and Instagram, make sure that those two accounts are talking. So Facebook and Instagram are owned by Meta. And so you can post on Instagram a image, a reel video, a story, and all of those things can go automatically onto your Facebook account. So make sure that you have those accounts talking and they're synced up the way you'd like them. If you prefer to post on Facebook, make sure your Facebook posts are transferring over to your Instagram. I highly believe in cross-pollinating your content because people are going to be on their favorite platform. They might follow you on Facebook and Instagram, but they might prefer to get on Instagram. And so they're more likely to see your posts on Instagram over Facebook. So definitely repurpose your content when you can and make sure that your accounts are talking so that you can easily have them transfer from Facebook or from Instagram and vice versa. And that as well will be in the checklist on how to make sure that you have those settings set up correctly. Well, congratulations, you survived your first influencer school lesson. Now you need to follow the checklist, which is going to be provided below. Follow that checklist, make sure you have your profile set up and optimized for success, and then you're ready to move on to lesson 2.